of the best fights, heavyweight wise, that we've seen this year. I was really surprised with Derek Chisora. I was really surprised with Kubrat Pulev. These two guys really gave a good show. I think I would love to see another fight, honestly. I know Derek Chisora has fought how many people now? Tyson Fury, Dillian White, Kubrat Pulev, Carlos Takam. He fought Tyson Fury twice. Um, Alexander Usyk. I mean, he's pretty much fought everyone there was to fight except for Anthony Joshua and Deontay Wilder in the heavyweight realm. Um, I think that this fight will be, if it happens, Deontay Wilder, Derek Chisora, DW versus DC, right? Congratulations on a great fight. Derek, congratulations. Long time a coming, but now look to the stars. Why not? You know, all these guys, man, they all need to fight each other anyway. I'm with Team Tyson on that. Team Tyson is like, you know what? Mike's like, everybody needs to fight each other. If you care for one another, fight each other to make all the money that you possibly can. You know? And I don't see there's nothing wrong with that. I think that it's too many buddies when it comes to fighting. And I think the best way for a fighter to get paid is to fight, not to talk, not to, cap the fight. Fight, fight, fight. And when you get tired, you fight some more. you know? Yeah, but man, I mean, we look at that fight, and matter of fact, I'm going to put it on. No, I can't watch it in here. But I was gonna put that fight on and just watch it blow by blow. And man, that was a fight I wish I would have done live simply because of the action in it. But if you can tell, the crowd made the fight that much intriguing. Every time Derek Chisora landed or threw a body punch, the crowd went crazy. It just shows you the respect that people have and vice versa. I think it's an interchangeable thing when it comes to that, you know. Um, I think that hold on a second. I am back, good peoples. We got 20 on the chat. I need to get a better setup here. So one moment. Let's see what we got. Major Key Boxing. What's up, brother? Counterpunch to you. Kenny B. Hi, Kurt. Kurt, can heavyweight boxing be popular like NFL and baseball or baseball in America? If it is, was it pushed properly? Yeah, it could. But you have to understand, we have a lot of people that's trying to stop the sport of boxing. Let's just do that. They're trying to stop the sport of boxing from really getting that much. And plus, we have so much politics everywhere, from the zone to ESPN. That's what we have. And I think that, honestly, that won't work. Mar, what's up, brother? Counterpunch to you. Airzism. Counterpunch. Chisora calling out Wilder. Huge mistake. Wilder will flatline Derek. If Eddie really cares for Chisora, he would not make that fight. Um, no, I think that fight should happen. Because Derek Chisora has been knocked out before. I think Derek has the balls. I think he has the heart. If he was going to get knocked out, it would be okay, because you have to understand, this is what we don't do. Okay. Stop making warlords something different than they are. A warlord is a warlord. Derek Chisora is a warlord. That's what he does, is fight. If someone's going to stop him, it would be doing exactly what he knows how to do. People need to understand that a lot of people only have that one good thing that they're good at, or that one good thing that they know that can provide for their families. That's their profession. Derek Chisora is an athlete. He's a boxer. He's not the best boxer, but he's one of the most exciting, and he gives out everything that he has. That's the importance. That's the importance of the whole thing. So for him saying, "Oh man, he might get knocked out," okay, well that's one of the options when it comes to the sport of boxing. Look. I would rather Derek Chisora. Now I'm not saying that I want him hurt. I'm not saying I want him hurt. I'm saying this. That's boxing. Because see, if you don't like the outcome of boxing, don't watch the sport. That sport's not for you. A lot of people get to the point where they don't have the heart for it no more. When they've seen enough bloodshed, or they've seen enough damage, or enough violence. Well, that's that. I love it. I love the pure art of it. They agree to fight. It's no, hey, let me catch you around the corner and punch you in the mouth. None of that. They agree to fight. They agree for a certain amount of money. The promoters, the trainers, the fighters, they all get in conjunction, and they start doing what it takes to get prepared for the fight. It's one of the most even facts of combat that I've ever seen. That's boxing. Okay, so when you do deal with fighters, and unfortunately we have deaths. We do. We have deaths. We have casualties. It's tragic, but at the end of the day, that's the sport. That's what makes it what it is. When you see and hear of someone dying in the sport, you have to understand that's what comes with the territory. So I'm saying all this to say, if Deontay Wilder knocks out Derek Chisora, I think it's fair to say we have to look at it both sides. What if Derek Chisora knocks out Deontay Wilder? Would we care for Deontay Wilder? Would we care for that? Like, would we care really about that? We have to care about both fighters. See, Deontay Wilder's 36 years old. He'll be 37 this year. Derek Chisora is 38. They're both in their 30s. I didn't want to watch Chisora box again before the fight, and now I've watched the replay. I really don't want him to box. Excuse me. Yeah, I care for the Chisora. Chisora, as long as he has the right sound mind and everything, he's not slurring. He doesn't have any mental damage, neuro damage, those things. Because let me tell you about a slap, punch, any of that you get to your brain, okay, affects, it sends a shock to your nervous system. Anytime, every time. Okay, so once you get hit, boom. Once you get hit, it sends. Like, you ever got hit in the head and your belt and you heard a ring? That's nerves that are going to that point. You're taking damage. Okay, so if he hasn't received any ringing or any, slurring of speech or any, type of like what is it, like Parkinson's and stuff like that. If he hasn't received that, he's a blessed man to have all those fights. Wilder can't fight on the back foot. Derek will force the issue. St. Don, that could happen, but he's going to have to, because if he gives Wilder space, to throw that punch, he's going to throw that punch. And if it lands, it's going to do some damage. Okay? You know, after the Pulev fight, I am wishing I had been watching Chisora earlier. Well, Bennett, James, look up his fights. He gives it at all, man. You know, a lot of people argue that he beat Dillian White. Dillian White should have 3 losses already after the Povetkin fight, according to some people. CJ Mayers, greetings, Kurt. I was impressed with Chisora's head movement, especially during the first few rounds. Kubrat was punching a lot of air. Well, you know, Pulev is a European fighter. You know, he has that European pedigree. You know, straight jab, right hand. You know, I'm impressed with him. He was able, you seen him throw right uppercuts in there, which I don't really see Pulev throw. Mostly Pulev is a spiraling jab, jab, then he'll throw a sneaky right behind it. And he has that kind of style. With Chisora, I'm proud of him because, you know, Chisora, don't get me wrong, he ate a lot of right hands. He ate a lot of right hands, and it showed how tough he was. And Pulev showed how tough he was because, you know, he busted Pulev up, though. Let's be real. Let's hit that like button, guys. When you come in, hit the like button. Wilder will land with the first round. He has taken lots of shots in the past, and just for a big payday, Wilder will hurt bad. Del Boy wants to give it to him. He's an OG and he knows the risk. Yeah, he does. He knows exactly what he wants to do. You think that guy's been in there with everyone like that and don't know how to get knocked out? The last time I seen him knocked out was against Dillian White. Dillian White caught him with his special left hook. That's the punch we have to watch out for, dealing with Dillian White, and Dillian White landed that punch. But understand, they went toe-to-toe, blow for blow, okay? They did what they did. They do what they're always going to do. You could get a Derek Chisora and Dillian White, but I think he wants to do more than that. I think he wants Wilder. Why not? We need a lot more American fighters fighting British fighters to make each one of these guys relevant. See, if we had more of that, Anthony Joshua and Deontay Wilder are supposed to fight 2 or 3 times by now. He should have fought Tyson Fury, then went on ahead and fought Anthony Joshua. That would have ignited the boxing forefront. Then we wouldn't be all, hey, well, what if this guy is better than this guy and this? No, because these guys have fought each other. We wouldn't have to ask questions on who you think the best. We shouldn't have to ask any of that. Mayor, Kurt, I'm a big Wilder fan, but I think the Fury fight took a lot out of him. I don't think he'll ever be the same. I don't think he can take the punches anymore. I don't know. Maybe he can, maybe he can't. You know, but here's one way to find out. I'm in the ring. Wilder versus Joe Joyce or Parker. I don't know. I'm talking about Derek Chisora right now. We're on that Derek Chisora buzz. That DC. Wilder versus White is what I want to see. Well, I don't think that fight will happen. Because, see, Wilder has no reason to fight him. And Wilder didn't really care to fight him before. He didn't really respect White like he should have. You know, that's what was bad about it. And White could have made himself relevant. Now I do agree with Wilder. See, at this point, based on what Tyson Fury's done to him, I think that White would have been better fighting Luis Ortiz. That would have been a very good fight. I always wanted to see that fight. But if everybody thinks that they're better than the next guy, because Dillian White didn't feel it was necessary to fight Ortiz, whereas Deontay Wilder didn't feel it was necessary to fight Dillian White, so who loses? The fans, because we don't get to see what these guys can generate fighting each other. Good evening, Kurt. Fight. Del Boy loves to fight. I say, let him fight. This is who he is. And Welsh, that's exactly right. That's who he is. I know a lot of people don't like people to take damage, but Roberto Duran was the same. I mean, he fought when he wanted to. Kurt, do you think it should be a limit for the heavyweight division? But as far as weight, nope. Because your size can also be your advantage. Wilder and White is a money fight. Is Kurt doing a mukbang stream today? I don't know what that means. What does that mean? I want to see both guys vulnerable but can bang. That fight would only last a couple rounds. No, well, yeah. I'll give it 5 rounds. Because if Dillian White runs into an Ortiz uppercut, because people forget Ortiz is a counterpuncher. He can't take pressure under. It's just, you know what I mean? Let's think about the uppercut, right? Okay. So looking at the uppercut, Ortiz is a southpaw. Now, once White comes in with a left hook and he misses and Ortiz ducks, boom, right up the middle. Good night. Good night. Because, see, the pressure, we've seen it with Joshua first, then Oscar Rivas, then Alexander Povetkin, then Tyson Fury. 4 times that he's been down or out cold, it's been because of an uppercut. So an uppercut lands right here, right? It lands right here. He can't take that. White can't take that type of punch. There's no disrespect to White. I like White. He's a good competitor. You know, he's a great interim champion. He held it down for thousands of days, but he had his day and he came up short. It happens. What happened to Vegas? What happened in Vegas? Kurt counterpunched D. How long before Wilder runs out of gas versus Chisora? Well, double AR. That Derek Chisora, because Chisora is only a. See, I was impressed with Derek Chisora that he was still able to throw punches after the 6th round. But understand, he does that. If you know, Derek Chisora pushes himself through the next part of that fight. He's went in there with Joseph Parker twice. He had that fight with Alexander Usyk, and you could tell all of those have the same type of repeat. He's very dangerous, very, very aggressive. First rounds 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. He's on a decline. 8 decline, 9 decline, 10, and the other 2. He's just one of those guys. He just does not have that punching power. He will run out of gas. Maybe it's old age. Maybe he needs to change his diet to give him more energy. Maybe not. Maybe he's just that way. You know, everyone has a limit. Okay? It's better you don't know what that is. Okay. It's when a streamer eats a large amount of food on stream. Nah, man, I was just killing an apple turnover, which was absolutely delicious. Now I'm going to go get a steak. Nah, I'm just kidding. Some rando. Also, it's better. Okay. It's because White doesn't see it coming. Blind shot. Well, yeah, but no. Because you ask yourself, it has to be the uppercut because he's been hit with everything else. He's been hit with left hooks and right hands. He's been hit upside the head to the temple shot. He's taken them well, especially against Chisora. Chisora has put it and took it to Dillian White the way he did. He did not hit him with an uppercut. It's just too many people that caught Dillian White with an uppercut to know that's what he does not like to get hit with, and that is detrimental to him getting knocked out. Dale looks shagged every round, always. Did you hear Matchroom got sold? Did you hear Tyson Fury is banned from America? No, I didn't hear about the Matchroom getting sold. Oh, okay. Hasn't been sold. Um, Salute Kurt. Praise the Lord Jesus Christ. If Riddick Bowe fought Mike Tyson, who would win? Man, God bless you. In the name of Jesus, Renee. Um, Fought Mike Tyson, who would win? Mike Tyson. He's just cleaner, sharper, quicker, stronger. Like everything Mike does is better. It's more routine, it's more conditioned. His style is better. His technique is better. Derek Chisora is like a rugged Mike Tyson, but I look at it more like an Evander Holyfield, honestly. Derek Chisora versus Burt Cooper, fantasy matchup. Who wins? I'm not sure, man. I don't know a lot about Burt Cooper, so I don't know. I thought Chisora was a journeyman, and I'm surprised now why he's calling Wilder. See, here's the thing: they called Derek Chisora a journeyman before he knocked out Carlos Takam. Mm-hmm. They called Carlos Takam Derek Chisora. It's dangerous. He's going to stay dangerous. Happy for Chisora. Maybe he can have one or two more fights, but definitely not against no Wilder. Why not? Wilder could look at that as a tune-up. Burt Cooper was a guy who jumped out of an airplane with $1 million in cash, and they never found him. Oof. Good for him. You did he get it from a bank? Good for him. That's pretty cool. He's on some island somewhere, chilling. Tariq Reed, OG Tariq from Fit. Salute Kurt. Let's smash the like button, people. Let's smash it. Be like everybody. Get like Tariq. What would be a good comeback for White? I think a light puncher like Wallin. They supposed to fight last year anyway. The Joker. I think so. I think now Dillian White should understand that fight should have happened. But then again, what if light puncher. But see, understand, if Dillian White gets knocked out by somebody like Wallin, he doesn't have that resistance anymore in his chin. It's gone, especially if it's from an uppercut. I don't think Wilder will fight again. He might not. You give a man like that a trophy. You know what a trophy does to somebody's ego? Think about it. What does a trophy do to someone's ego like that? Somebody like Wilder, Come on, man. I got me a statue. I don't need shit. I make money. I got a fine wife with a big booty, and she down for me and all my kids. My energy's so strong. A fighter don't supposed to take punches. Daniel Dubois versus Jared Anderson would be a good matchup. You know what'll be a good matchup I just thought about? Frank Sanchez versus Alexander Usyk. Not two big guys. Quick, fast, talented. Better yet, I would want to see Frank Sanchez take on Michael Hunter. That's what I want to see. Then let the winner fight Alexander Usyk because, Michael Sanchez. I think Mike Sanchez, Mike Hunter. I think he needs a good quality fight. It's been a long time since he fought Alexander Povetkin, man. He got that draw. It's been a long time. So he got a beat by Alexander and got a draw by Alexander. You know what I mean? Money is what will tempt Wilder. Well, I mean, if he's making money now and he doesn't have to fight for it, why would he have to go back in there? It's almost like this. Let's say you work for a company and that company is your bread and butter. And then you start your own business and then you start making almost the amount of money that you make working. Then you get to the point you make more from your second job or your own business than you do your job. What's going to happen? You're going to get tired of one, right, and leave the other. But why would you get rid of your own business when it's making more money than the job that you went to once upon a time to be your bread and butter? That's what Deontay Wilder's doing now. If Deontay Wilder can make more money selling fragrances and practicing in music and his craft and his love for music and stuff like that, I could have sworn his craft was a love for acting. But what if he gets into acting too? He doesn't need boxing anymore. You know what I mean? Doesn't need it. So why? And if you give a shit, I know it's a lot of fighters that he didn't supposed to fight. I know he was managed wrong, but at the end of the day, his legacy lies in lies besides Tyson Fury, and likewise for Tyson Fury. So you fight one more fight after you're retiring. Basically Tyson Fury retired because of Wilder. He beat Wilder and knocked him out for the second time. That's his legacy. Then he fights Dillian White as a Mando, and then he says, "You know what? I'm gonna chunk up the two fingers." That buzzing was the canvas, and no, it wasn't. I would want to see Joyce versus Hergovic. That would be good. Two big guys like that. That would be a very good fight. Tyron Booth says you're just a hater. Thoughts? No, I don't hate on Ty Booth. Why would I hate on Ty Booth? Terry Tibbs, who is Tyron Booth? Talk to me. Um, he is a fighter that used to be a fighter and got lost his fighting license for talking shit about something. Which it was to me, if he would have been in America, he wouldn't have been hit that hard. Someone like Ty Booth, he's too British to understand. Like, yo, you need to get the fuck out of the UK because he said something like Gerald McClellan or something, and they took him off Twitter, they took him off Instagram, they shut down one of his YouTube channels. I seen him fight Chris Eubank, and it really wasn't a bad fight. He's a good fighter, actually, or was, but he just has an opinion. He's very opinionated, and he talks a gang of shit. Well, I think he's too hot for TV. He's too hot for UK TV. And I think over here, well, which cancer culture is really happening everywhere, but I don't think they would have done him like that. He would have been able to fight somewhere. In fact, he would have been more popular over here because he was opinionated. A lot of people have love for certain people's opinion, you know. But no, it was something about Joshua. Yeah, it was like he called Joshua racist. And the only thing I said about Ty Booth is that him saying that Anthony Joshua was a racist and all the shit that comes out of his mouth seems racist. Because like if he's half black or whatever he's supposed to be, biracial or whatever, he talks as though he's not a part of who he's talking about. So I don't know what he is. You know what I mean? But for real, I mean, you talking about somebody racist, that's irony. That's all. That's just ironic. So nah, I don't have nothing against him. Some of his shit was actually funny. It's like that kind of Billy Joe Saunders, and that's a friend of his, kind of humor where those guys will say some, dark humor. You got to have the stomach for that shit. Fit for Life. We coming with that 2 pounds on you, boy. Kate, do you think we will see White back in the ring? I don't know. I think so. He said he wasn't retiring. Pulev was cheated. Femi Bonangjo. How? How was he cheated? Julian Lewis, CPB, Kurt, big up. Booth lost to everyone. Del Boy would bully Wilder. I mean, he would have to bully Wilder. He'd have to push him back and just nail him, well him, get on him, lean on him. The only thing is I see Wilder taller, so I see him leaning on Derek Chisora. So since he's leaning on Derek Chisora, it's like it is what it is. Now, Fit for Life, love your podcast and the consistency in you always keep us informed on boxing news. Hey, Fit for Life, man, thank you. Thank you for the super chat as well. I got a lot of things coming very, very, very soon. I can't tell you just now, but something's coming big. Something's coming big. And I will introduce you all, as well as other channels as well. So, but I'll keep that under my hat as though it's been, until it gets announced, until it gets finalized. So Counterpunch Boxing News is going straight up. Okay, so it's going to be very, 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 very exciting, and I want you guys a part of it. So, yeah, that will be when it will be. Wilder way more athletic, in my opinion, and better gas tank. Well, I think Wilder, though, gained too much weight. He was a lot faster, swifter, He's too big. Kurt, did you see Ben Davison said Billy Joe Saunders has been back in training? I think I heard something about that. And it's crazy. You guys think I make a lot of videos, right? But in actuality, I forget I forget to do more videos than I think I've done. It's crazy. So the work is never done when a lot of things are on my mind. Kurt's expanding. Yeah. Expansion, baby. St. Don expansion in this piece. Derek Chisora versus Oscar Rivas would be fireworks. Ooh, Adari. That would be a great fight. But here's the thing. Oscar Rivas got talked into that crook ass Mauricio. And Mauricio is a crook, bro. He's a money grubbing fucking crook. We be crooks, the WBC. The WBC was meant for Ali because the WBC was endorsed by Ali. But now you see Mauricio Suleiman is all its WBC stands for is We Be Crooks. But seriously. Kurt AJ saying Usyk has no respect. Well, yeah, he did say that. But I don't see how he could say that. I don't see where he gets that from. I like how, Kurt, you can see the truth from lies and how you can tell both one is biased. Yeah. I love to see Parker versus Pulev. Thoughts? It would be a good matchup. I would love to see that too. I think Parker's a little faster than Pulev. I think Pulev compared to Parker is a little bit more robotic. Like Pulev is a robotic version of Parker. Parker has a lot of movement, kind of like the old Tyson Fury style, just or kind of like that Ali, just you know what I mean? He can, he's limber. You know what I mean? He's flexible. He's loose. Pulev is And the only thing that's kind of rapid is that jab. That's why you got to watch it. And you also got to watch the right behind that jab. And Chisora was eating them right hands last night. And here's the thing, though. Let's look at it subjectively, okay? Would that fight would have been any different if it would have been Bulgaria, right? Or somewhere else in America? Wilder will duck Odell boy. Ortiz KOs Ruiz. Boom. Wilder versus Ortiz 3. Yeah, that would be hell. And he beats the shit out of Ortiz again. Ortiz. Estoy viejo ahora, pero yo quiero ver yo quiero un campeón de la nueva de cubano. OG Tariq from Philly, outside of the Gypsy King, Wilder is going to smoke them other dudes. Tariq, keep believing that shit until he gets back in there, gets his ass mollywopped. Don't look. We can't look at one. You got two guys that fought each other 3 fucking times. Okay. And we base that off of every other fighter and their possibilities against those fighters. If those fighters only fight each other, what else do we have? We don't even know if, all we can do is, White will probably get beat by Deontay Wilder. Okay, Deontay Wilder has a better reach. His right can land, something with a straight line will always beat something looping. So the left hook would land after the straight right, and Wilder will make you say goodnight. Easy. I thought both Wilder and Chisora fought 40 odd fights. Chisora should fight Helenius or Miller before he faces Wilder. No. Put him in there with him right now. Right now. In fact, it would be better for Chisora now if he fought Wilder now. because Wilder hasn't had a tune-up or anything like that. So that's why Wilder should look at Chisora as a tune-up. So then those guys could fight each other in confidence. Derek Chisora's on his way out and he just had a fight. He's fresh. Wilder is the favorite fighter, but he hasn't fought in a while. So, together I think they could have one hell of a fight because Derek Chisora will probably be better than Deontay Wilder expected him to be. Especially with a guy with a style like that works the body like he does. And I think this is the first time we really seen Wilder in there with somebody that does commit to the body like Derek Chisora. That's why I love guys like Mickey Wad, Marco Antonio Barrera, David Tua at times. Those guys were real good at going to the body. They work the body religiously. Let me put my phone on charge. I'll be right back. Cause it's going dead, people. I am back, everyone. It's crazy. I heard people say, man, dude, that door looks crazy because they think it's one big long door, but some stairs in front of that door. Parker versus Joyce won't happen, Hedgehog. Love Del Boy, but he doesn't have a chance against Wilder, says Jack Smith. Saint, I thought you was a wild it. Wilder don't want that smoke. He will duck Chisora, says the outlaw pugilist. Derek been going to war for a decade in every fight. That's what he does. That's his slogan, White, or war. I would love to see Anthony Joshua versus Deontay Wilder. Yeah, wouldn't we all? Not going to happen. I want to see Del Boy versus Big Baby. Let me talk about Anthony Joshua and Wilder for a minute. Do you guys understand the desire for that fight was to offer a man that only made $3 million $4 million in his highest fight, and they offered this motherfucker $100 million deal? So that meant the regular promoters, it was kind of like Maypac almost, because you remember like Bob Arum and Floyd Mayweather, they couldn't see eye to eye because Floyd was once with Bob Arum, and that fight couldn't get made. It took Steven Espinosa to meet some damn bartender that knew a guy over on the top rank side, and they got that fight together. Just like John Skipper, Lou DiBella got a hold of John Skipper, and John Skipper introduced Lou DiBella to the idea of Deontay Wilder fighting Anthony Joshua. That's why I say the fight will never get made, because if it wasn't going to happen then, it's not going to fucking happen now. You know what I mean? It's not, because for one, we don't even know Wilder's coming back. If he does, who knows if he wants to fight Joshua. Joshua has to win. That's why I don't think Wilder would fight White, because White didn't. You know what I mean? Even though he didn't win, but it doesn't matter. I think Wilder would look at Dillian White as a peasant. And I think he'll look at Anthony Joshua as a person that he never fought, and he has hatred truly for his promoter. Anytime if you're black and you start comparing white people to slave masters, yeah, you got a problem with them. You got a problem with him. Yeah. The Annabelle, he said Joshua's Annabelle, like a fucking cow, some southern cow and the southern, whatever the fuck. But yeah, that's what he said. So when he starts using those type of comparisons, yeah, you see a lot of hatred going on, because there was a lot of hatred on both sides back then, really created by one side, but it was hatred there a lot. I want to see Del Boy versus Big Baby Miller. London Walks. I would love to see that. That would be one hell of a fight, because, Big Baby don't go nowhere. He just likes to get hit on his big ass 7-pound head. He got a head like a 10-pound ham. Cruiserweight Wilder would beat Chisora. Yep. OG Tariq from Philly. I only said because I rocked out with him. White made Fury look good. Too good. Yep. That's true. St. Don, yeah, Chisora always the biggest fights. Took a lot of punishment against top opposition. London Walks, I'm a Fury fan, as he is the king of English boxing. Anyone that put Wilder on the back foot, they KO him. Yeah, except for Spilka. Spilka got knocked the fuck out trying to come in. I mean, he got it decapitated. I want to see Joyce versus Wilder. That would be a good one. I think Chisora versus Jarrell Miller would be an interesting fight and a highly entertaining build-up in press conference. Miller versus Chisora or White. CJ Mars defender. Only top fighters beat. Dale. I like to see semi-final, then final for the vacant WBC belt. Yeah, I think they should have a championship for that. Why not? A lot of fighters get to fight. People can make some money. We'll see other fighters fight. Yeah. Throw Ortiz in there. Throw Joe Joyce in there. Yeah. Nah, but once Wilder gets that right hand on them on the pad or Chisora, yeah, if he hits, he might knock out Chisora, and he might do it early. See, the thing about Deontay Wilder, he's not fighting for points. That motherfucker's fighting for KOs. He ready to knock you out. Like he says, I'm going to knock you out. It could be an incestuous spirit. I don't know, Tyson. This is when, see, now I thought you were just similar to me, but now hearing you talk face to face, I know we are worlds apart. I don't look for other egos. I am the light. Kurt, this is when I don't like you anymore. Kurt, Ray Mercer versus David Toole. Who wins prime for prime? Ooh, I don't know, man. I don't know. That's a fight you just got to see. David Toole has a good chin, but I seen him rocked against Ika Barabucci. He lost. That was his first professional loss. Kim, hi, Kurt. Hey, Kim. Do you think Wilder will be a draw without any of those top fighters? I mean, he hadn't fought top fighters until like a few years ago. He says Wilder belongs on the Alabama Housewives, the leading lady. Now that's just disrespectful. A man with fucking 10 kids. But honestly, whether it's right hand or on the pads of Chisora is a good night. It's crazy how no one talks about Teo fighting the other guys at 135 anymore lately, because he's supposed to win to 140. He didn't want the rematch with Kambosos. He fucked himself. He acted too good to run it back. That's the problem. That's what you call pettiness and arrogance. Okay? That's the difference. Pettiness and arrogance. When you're that arrogant, you're that good. Oh, I had air in my lungs. Oh, I had asthma. Like that type of shit. Okay, not saying that's a bad thing, but at the end of the day, we're looking at Teofimo Lopez as a guy that's supposed to be one of the best. Yo, I won that fight, yo. I can take my wins like my losses. You fought a good fight. I won that fight. You didn't win, yo. You didn't win. I mean, he just, people stop liking him. You better stop trying to be like his dad. Cut that shit out. My son. Let me tell you something about my son. He didn't lose, bro. You think my son lost against somebody Devin Haney beat that easy? Yo, tell me something else. Hi, Kurt. A big counterpunch from the UK. Nadeem Akhtar. Counterpunch to you. When will you go to the UK boxing match, Kurt? Soon. Just because Dale has won since 2019 doesn't mean he should fight Wilder immediately. That's what he wants. Why waste fights? Hey, Wakanda forever, my brother. Yeah. This shirt's cool. I want to show you guys this shirt. 3. So, you guys can see this shirt as it has Black Panther on it. Okay. If you notice, you see that's the stunt team, Marvel Stunts, right there. Okay. I don't know if you can see the back, but it has all the stunt teams that were involved. Okay. You know, all the big guys, Brand X, Stunts Unlimited. This was a wrap party gift, so I worked on the show, and there you go. Hey, Kurt, you are looking trim. What's the secret? Stop eating bread, more cardio. Yeah, stop eating bread and more cardio. You know, watch what you eat. Fasting is good. AJ would beat Wilder in the first stage or Wilder in the late. Wilder's dangerous, though, man. He's dangerous. Fury definitely isn't the king of UK boxing. Trust, AJ never wanted that fight. Wilder would knock him out. Kurt, do you think Wilder will be a draw without fighting any of the top men in a? I mean, he needs to fight top guys. He doesn't have time to fuck around no more. Sanchez would be interesting. Yeah. Frank would have to he'd have to stay off the ropes. He could be shots off. Yeah, he out of damaging punches to do so. Kurt, would you agree with me saying if Jared Anderson is well managed, he can keep his 0 for quite a long time until he becomes a world champion? It depends on who's in there, who he's in there with. Yeah. A lot of these fighters get carried because they see the potential. Don't let them start getting endorsements or something like that. Why didn't you stand in for Tommy Fury, Kurt? I'm not in shape. He didn't offer me $500,000. I would have done it for $500,000. Hell, that's a house in Austin. You know what I'm saying? Dale, all wrong for Wilder. He's a pressure fighter. OG Tariq from Philly, salute. Can't understand why Big Baby blew that shot at AJ, but it was only $1 million. No, it wasn't. It was 5 or 6 million. Don't give me that 1 million shit. We know what it was. Wilder won't fight Chisora. He has already ran twice. Chisora can't fight Chisora. Chisora can't fight Wilder. Chisora's style really don't work fighting someone who bangs fighters out from the first round. Haney plays with Lopez. Wilder is difficult to beat. I don't think he plays with Lopez. Big B-Wah. I think that would be actually a good fight. Teofimo Lopez is a good fighter, man. People sleep on that man. He got in there with a fighter that I think he underestimated. And I think he came in too anxious and he got his ass beat. But you know what I mean? He got a knockdown too. It was a close fight. You know, it wasn't like a shutout fight. So just see, people, we need to stop doing that. Okay, Chisora. Devin Haney beat Kambosos easy. Kambosos and Teo went blow to blow, toe for toe, shared knockdowns. Then everyone thinks with this mind, oh, well, if he did that to Kambosos, surely he can beat that. He can beat that guy that beat the guy that he hasn't fought. You don't know that until you fight him. Yeah, he's the man that beat the man. So what? Okay. See, this is what we're doing. Like, guys, we have that Howard Cosell-like mentality. You know, when Howard Cosell, he was like, well, Muhammad Ali could once shut out Sonny Liston. He could once be that guy that takes down Pretty Boy Patterson. But fighting someone big and strong like George Foreman, do you think that he can handle that now at his day of life? I don't think so. And what happened? Muhammad Ali proved him wrong. He went in there and knocked out Foreman in 8 rounds. Rope-a-dope. I thought of like someone leaned towards George Foreman, and it was the fight of Lawrence Clay Bay and Clifford the Black Rhino ATN. one of the best heavyweight fights in the early part of the millennium changing, because it was in 2001, I think, or 2002, 2000. It was in 2000. David Tua had his opportunity to fight Lennox Lewis. Big up England, big up. But before that, we had Lawrence Claybay, which was 18-0 against Clifford the Black Rhino. I think he was like 20 and like 18 knockouts. And these guys went toe for toe. But see, this is what, like, ATN, if you guys don't know who Clifford the Black Rhino ATN is, he was a heavyweight fighter. He had bad intentions. He was a slugger. He was a crowder. He fought like Derek Chisora. I think he was a little better, honestly. He got beat by a guy named Frezo Kendo. They call him the Big O. He got upset by Frezo Kendo. But before that, he kicked a lot of asses. Okay, he took the O of Lawrence Claybay. But saying all that to say this, George Foreman was there. And I'm trying to remember who leaned over, and they leaned over at George Foreman. They were like, rope-a-dope. Because Lawrence Claybay was on the ropes, just taking these punches from Clifford, okay? The Black Rhino. The Black Rhino was just hitting. He was just throwing these hooks and uppercuts and, man, overhand rights. And Lawrence Claybay was trying to stay in there, but he was trying to do the Mayweather shit, but he was getting busted up. So, but every so often he would come off those ropes, right? And then he would kind of push back Black Rhino, but Black Rhino would come on, you'd keep going and keep throwing. And eventually he just outpointed him. He outpointed Lawrence Claybay. I think he was out on his feet at one point because Lawrence just kind of looked at him, but fighting. And then, he was a very challenging fighter. He's in prison now, sad to say. He robbed another Baton Rouge, Louisiana in the house. And he's back in jail. But like lately I heard from him and he's doing good. I want to get an interview with him. So I think I'll go down to the prison and interview Clifford, the Black Rhino ATN. I think that would be good. I don't know if you guys think about that, but it would be good. He fought Mike Tyson once. The shit lasted like 46 seconds. Mike caught him when they were changing right hands. They spit out. Tyson reacted and hit him first. And he told Mike Tyson, man, you need to stop bullshitting. And this is after Tyson got beat by Lennox Lewis. So, Mike was the man. Okay. Nikki Blue Eyes Austin. Good evening, Kurt. Nice to catch you live. I hope you're doing well. I'm doing fine. I am doing just fine. There's the clown of boxing right now. Oh my God. Jared has got a lot to do in that division. Even Philip Hergovic sat in the division for years and still can't get a title shot with the entire IBF. It's crazy. I thought Wilder was going to need a room for his statue. The Bivol fight. I like Chisora. He's a win, lose, or draw fighter, but let's not get carried away. I think, why not fighting Miller at the O2 or create a date in a venue, then a training camp, let it build, then face Wilder. You're buffering, Kurt. I am. Am I buffering? Wilder did go on his spirit walk yet. I don't know. I don't know if he did, Nadeem. Well managed, protect the O. Wilder turned down $100 million to fight AJ. Kurt, are you looking trim, ATM? Thanks. What's up, current King Kurt? Skrilla 50, what's up, brother? Counterpunch to you. Miller was probably scared and got some Ivan Drago juice. Big Hergo is waiting on his shot. He will be at camp for a long time. Champ for a long time. White and Hay both knocked out Chisora. I'm not sure Wilder has the power. What? Okay. All right. Wilder don't have the power. Oh, okay. Sure. All right. Let's see here. Don't say White got more power than Wilder. Wilder hits a lot harder than White, and Hay didn't knock Chisora out cold. Okay, I'm back, guys. I am for a few more. Let's see. Yeah. When Foreman retired, he came up grilling machine. What about Deontay automatic 6-inch nails and hammer from Alabama machine? The Alabama slammer hammer like I do every night with my wife. Big House Box knows his boxing. Yes, bruv. No, he didn't. Wild was in front on the scorecards versus White until he got knocked out. Okay. That's the thing. You look like you know your boxing as well. Big House Boxing. But Chisora versus Wilder, man, I think that would be one hell of a fight. I think it should happen now than later for the reasons that I explained. The Pulev fight, I think if that fight would have been in a different place, we might have would have seen a different result. Real talk. So, great fight from both guys. I think the winner is much respected, which is Derek Chisora. Thank you guys for coming on for this live. I got to run. You guys tell me what you think about all of this ruckus about Derek Chisora taking on Deontay Wilder. Tell me if it happens or not. And everyone has been counterpunched. Peace.